Direction, just a little thing about Joe Hill-Gibbins' direction, which is fantastic. Go and see what he does with the actors, because I'm not going to explain that forever. But a great reality bit, a bit where he really invests the performance with a bit more reality, so you really think that this is all going on in Leenane, is that as you walk in, every member of the audience, as you walk into the auditorium, every member of the audience gets rained on, which is just great. And you walk past the garden of the Folan's cottage in Leenane. So it really... It's not in your face, but it really makes you think, oh look, the play extends beyond the auditorium. There's there's real rain, and there's a real garden in the Folan's cottage. It's a really clever moment. It's not implied that that needs to happen in the script in any way. It's a very, very good idea by someone. So fantastic. And now I'm going to move on to a bit that many theatre reviews forget, which is to talk about the acting, which is surely the most important thing, but you know, neither here nor there. The cast: Rosaleen, Linehan, Derbhle, Crotty, Frank Laverty and Johnny Ward. All the plaudits, most of the plaudits have gone to the two ladies who are absolutely very good. But I'm going to make the point that you can have very good performers who are acting at 8, 8.5 out of 10, but they're not quite excellent. There's a performer in this that I think is excellent, and that is Frank Laverty. And now every review I do, I'm going to give out the Frank Laverty Award for top acting, because he's won the first one. Frank is the best, in my opinion, in this play. Just on the night I saw it, probably. No, probably not. He's fantastic. Surely it should be Mag or Maureen. And I'm going to explain why it isn't. There's the scene where Mag Folan, the old woman, should rip the audience heart out. There is a moment where I'm going to have to give this away. She gets chip fat thrown on her. Does that kill her? Ooh, I don't know. She gets chip fat thrown on her. And up until this moment in the play, everyone, you probably think Mag is the best actor you're ever going to see, because you hate her. She's made you hate her so much by her delivery, the way she dismisses other characters, the way she's so sly in this old womanish kind of way, which still makes you feel kind of sorry for her. But she gets chip fat thrown on her, and then she just crawls around on the stage a little bit, and she loses you. And I think that's what separates a very, very good actor from an excellent actor. They lose you. Very good ones just lose you for a tiny moment. And if they lose you, if you can't believe that it's real anymore in a realistic Stanislavski-ite, whatever, performance, if they lose you, you're pushed back into your chair, you'll realise you're sitting in a chair in a theatre, the illusion is gone, your disbelief is reinstated, it's no longer suspended. And the crawling on the floor, it was very good. It didn't look like she just had chip fat sort of thrown at her. I'm just moving my laptop screen as well, because sometimes it cuts off my head. Chip fat thrown at her. And after this scene with the chip fat, there was no spontaneous applause by the audience. The best gauge, the clapometer. Maureen, could it have been her? She's slung around in mental places. She delivers the lines really well. She changes from the archetypal to this sex-mad lunatic in lingerie in the sort of second or third scene of the play. Third, I think. But she lost us as well. She has this scene. It's a Hamlet moment. It's a to be or not to be moment, where she's in this reverie of madness, where she explains to the audience why she's decided to kill her mother and run away. And there's a reveal moment later on where you find out that she never actually met Pato. Spoiler. She never actually met Pato, and she's not running away. She's just deluded. Surely this should be the speech of her life. Derbhle, Crotty, this should be the speech of her life. No spontaneous clap. She lost us a bit. Boom, boom. But there is a moment in the middle of the play, it opens the second act, where Frank Laverty, all he does is sit there writing a letter and reads it back to himself, to Maureen, where he explains what's going on, the situation. It sounds like it's just exposition for the play, but it's really not. It's fantastic. And also, after he's read out this terribly long letter to Maureen, he does another very funny one to Ray. And the way Frank delivered this got the audience clapping at the end of it, because he never lost us. We were in the palms of his hands. He never dropped us. This letter, it wasn't as charged emotionally, or I don't know, it wasn't as charged emotionally, let's leave it at that, as a chip fat thrown on an old woman, or a young woman, youngish woman, deluding herself that she's going to America. It wasn't as charged as that, but it was delivered far better. The swings, the peaks and troughs and ebbs and flows of his emotional, not roller coaster, his kind of hill climb of emotions, were fantastically portrayed. And that's why Frank Laverty was excellent. and the rest were only very, very good. And that includes Johnny Ward, who played Ray as well, because he was a fantastic little comedy aside performer who, as I say, poured petrol on the fires and then left them to burn in a fantastic way. So well done, all of you. But Frank Laverty, this week's Frank Laverty Award for top acting goes to Frank Laverty. One last thing. On the way out of the auditorium, me and my good friend George, hello George, were standing behind two ladies who were discussing what era the play was supposed to be set in. The answer is mid-90s. They were sure they narrowed it down to late 60s, 70s. And that's because the cottage that the Folans lived in Leenane, was so awful and crumbling and sort of dirty. But that's just English people looking at Ireland and thinking, that doesn't look good, that must have been ages ago. No, Ireland only got money in the sort of mid-90s. I'm not being a knob about this as well. A lot of my family are from Ireland, and I used to love going to Ireland when I was younger because it was so idyllic. And by idyllic, I mean not as built up, not as developed, because the poor sods couldn't. But now money came, and we know what's happening now, but money came and things got good. But I think there's a reason why these ladies weren't privy to the knowledge that this was mid-90s. There's a lot of clues, like they've got a telly and Maureen drives a car and things like that. But there's a really big giveaway that was lost. Ray had to wear a football... The plot specifies that Ray wears a Manchester United football shirt throughout. And there's something particularly Irish about wearing an outdated Manchester United football shirt from the 90s that you'll know what I'm talking about if you know what I'm talking about. He wore an Ireland shirt once in one of the scenes, and it was, yes, that should have really given these two ladies who were discussing the chronological placement of this play a bit of a hint, an Ireland football shirt from the kind of Jack Charlton era with Opal written across the middle. But it wasn't really played up. There's something, I think, lost by not allowing Ray, not just going onto eBay and buying Ray a Manchester United shirt. The dresser had stuck him in this Ireland shirt. There's something implied in the fact he's wearing the Manchester United shirt when his brother is popping back from England to America and just wanting to get out of Ireland. Maureen kills her mum because she's deluded herself into thinking that she's getting out of Ireland. The Manchester United shirt is a subtle embodiment of this drive away from Leenane, away from Galway, away from Ireland. It is the sort of piece of clothing in the play that just demonstrates that Ireland had, and in this playwright's opinion of these characters, a natural and unspoken subordination to England. He's not wearing an Ireland football shirt. He's not wearing his local GAA team's top. He's not in some kind, I don't know what old county are they. I don't know. He's not wearing a Galway top or something like that. He's in the Manchester United football shirt because he follows the Premier League. He's not sporting his national team's identity, and he's not sporting his local GAA team's identity. There were subtle. I know they're subtle because it's one football shirt, but I think the shirt could have been charged with implications, subtle implications about Irish subordination and dependence on English culture, which was lost because the dresser stuck him in a Jack Charlton era Republic of Ireland national team shirt, which has completely different implications. Like, he's gone out, he's spent all the money on this shirt because he's so proud of Ireland getting to the World Cup. He's so proud of them getting to the 90th World Cup when England didn't. Things like that. That would imply an Irish dominance over England. And I'm going on about this subject that probably no one else would pick up on because they're not as kind of a theatre football sad act like me. But I think it's very important. It's been missed out. Fidelity to the script should have been carried over onto Ray's wearing a Man U football shirt, because I'm sure it says in the script somewhere, which I've got upstairs, Ray's wearing a Man U football shirt. My voice is going. I should have a glass of water whilst I do these things. I will do next time. I'm going to wrap up and say top performing by everyone, excellent performing by Frank Laverty. This week's Frank Laverty prize goes to Frank Laverty. Get to the theatre and see The Beauty Queen of Leenane by the 3rd of September. Otherwise you won't see it unless it's touring. Again, I guess it's not. Tell me if it is. And also, I want to give you a question every week so we can talk. Wouldn't it be nice to talk? That'd be nice. And I haven't really got anything terribly specific. I just want to know who's your favourite Irish playwright. It can be anyone from ages ago, like Goldsmith, Sheridan, someone like that, or George Bernard Shaw, Oscar Wilde, or someone newer. Brian Friel is a fantastic and clutching at the issues playwright. Martin McDonagh, it could be. Or perhaps someone a bit more niche slipping under the radar. Colin O'Connor is a fantastic playwright who writes huge, massive long monologues. All Those Travelling Dreams is a fantastic one. You can't get it in shops, I don't think, for no reason. But yeah, just tell me, who's your favourite Irish playwright? There's so many. Let's discuss. Tell me why as well, and that'd be great. Tweet me at BenGoldsmith90 or just comment under this video, and I'll be back soon with a review of something else that I've seen. Sorry for going on so long. I hope you have a lovely day. Bye bye.